So glad to have you present for this formal occasion in recognition of our graduates. We ask that you silence all electronic devices and respect others with your kind attention. At this time, please stand for the processional and remain standing for the senior welcome by Tiffany Millball.
seated. Welcome, class of 2019, family members and esteemed guests. We are here today to celebrate one of the many milestones of our journey. 13 years ago, we began this journey with no idea how we would get here. In this time, we have met the people who have shaped our lives, from teachers and friends to family members and classmates. We wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for these people. I would like to thank all the teachers and staff for putting up with us all these years, helping us get through the past couple months, keeping us sane through all the construction, giving us advice when we needed it the most, and, most of all, refusing to let us drop out. I would like to thank the parents and family members for their unending support and for always believing in us and what we could do. Without you, we could have made it here today. As a class that has always gotten a bad rep, we sit here today, against all odds, reaching one of the most important landmarks of our journey. From the first day of kindergarten to our last day of being a senior, we have looked forward to this moment. We've had our ups and downs, our good times and our bad times. And I speak for everyone when I say, it has been one interesting journey. As we sit here, waiting, counting down the minutes to get what we all have dreamed of for what seems like an eternity, reliving all the crazy things we've done, remembering all the friends that have moved, and all the nights that we felt like we just wanted to give up, but we didn't. We can rest assured knowing that we have accomplished at least one of many goals, that we are one step closer to the lives we see for ourselves. For this is not the end of our journey, but the beginning of a bright future. Thank you.
Good evening, graduating class, family, friends, and honored guests. It is truly a privilege to share this special occasion with you. This evening, we recognize and celebrate the academic achievement of graduating from high school for these fine students. This year, the speaker's theme is entitled, "The Road That Lies Before Us." We're living in the great state of West Virginia. We're exposed to many types of roads. We have interstates, 4 lanes, 2 lanes, and let's not forget our country roads. I am sure as you came to Ravenswood this evening, you encountered some type of construction on our roads and may have had to slow down so that one of our potholes did not tear up your car. But the important thing is that you're here with us this evening to recognize our graduates who have traveled many miles over various types of roads these last 13 years to arrive at this special point in time. Our first speaker this evening will be Miss Kiera Curtis, daughter of Micah and Angie Curtis. Her speech is entitled Call to Adventure. She will be followed by Miss Caitlin Rawson, daughter of John and Phyllis Rawson. She will be taking us down the road of trials.
Allow me to set the scene. It's 2006, and we're a bunch of 5- and 6-year-olds living the dream. We had no clue what was about to hit us. But whether we were ready or not, the phone rang. Time to go to kindergarten. HJK, where it all started. Where whoever was the first in their class to count to 100 was the coolest, and absolutely nobody wanted to be the caboose. Our first adventure summed up. We learned the alphabet, how to read and write, came home filthy from the playground, cried because we missed our moms, and probably had our first boyfriend and girlfriend. In a few short years, the phone rang again. Grade school. And man, I bet they wish we hadn't picked up. If there was one thing we mastered in grade school, it was how to be ornery. And by ornery, I mean we mastered the art of being brats. In the course of 3 years attending Ravenswood grade, we went through several principals and took field trips to safety day at the fairground. They didn't trust us at the Clay Center or COSI. Where we sneaked down the hill and ate strawberries, which then had poison control in the midst of it, and where some went on the nature trail only to bring a turtle that was then hidden in their locker and peed everywhere. which let me tell you wasn't the most pleasant smell in the hallway, and where more kids had to sit inside and read during the AR Carnival than actually go to it. For what I bet felt like an eternity for those teachers, but was absolutely no time for us, the phone rang again. Middle school. Oh, middle school. How you did not treat us too kindly. Or maybe it was the other way around, but we won't get into that. Having mastered being the most ornery class at such an early age means we knew our way around the front office, and that did not change for middle school. All I have to say is God bless those teachers, because I don't know how they did it. I bet you don't know what happens next. I'll tell you. The phone rang. High school. The Holy Grail. It didn't even take one full ring and we picked up. The adventure of our lives. The adventures of getting the first row at the state tournament. The adventure that blessed us with best friends by the handfuls. An adventure that has given us our teammates and coaches, where we were so keen on winning the pep rally spirit stick that we threw baby powder everywhere, even after blatantly being told not to, which came back to bite us because we had to clean it. Where our weekends kicked off with Friday night lights and were spent at bonfires that lasted until 2 in the morning. The adventures that were always getting interrupted by the phone ringing, with life on the other end. But we always declined. We were too caught up in the moment to worry about anything other than what was right in front of us. But guys, the time has come. A whole lot faster than we ever wanted, and we can't decline the call anymore. It is time to start our lives. That's so scary. Even saying that out loud feels so weird. I am so confident in this class. The class of adventure. The class of not having, or at least not showing, any fear. The class of never taking anything too seriously. Of going out and getting what we want and doing it our way because we're too stubborn to take instruction. We were made for such a time as this. Don't hold back. Don't be afraid. It's okay to mess up. There's beauty and growth in the mess. Be who you were created to be with absolutely no fear of what this world is telling you. Once a red devil, always a red devil. Thank you.
Isn't our senior year supposed to be this epic journey? Movies and books portray it that way. They tell us that it is supposed to be filled with laughter, goofing off with friends, going to parties, skipping classes. We are supposed to have fun and enjoy ourselves, right? No. Although some of us may do that, this is the time when we are supposed to decide what we want to do with the next 50 to 60 years of our lives. Are you going to college, a technical school, the military, or straight into the workforce? What college are you attending? What branch of the military? What's your major? How much money will you make doing that? Oh, you aren't going to college? Why? Are you sure that's what you want to do? If I say yes, do the questions stop? The truth is, no, we don't know if this is what we want to do. We don't know where this journey is taking us. I am not nervous. I am prepared. I know exactly what I want to do with my life. Said no senior ever. Most adults can't even say this, so why is it expected of us? We are supposed to have everything figured out, but we've barely experienced life outside of school. We haven't had time to explore or properly discover what we want to do with our lives. Yet the expectation is there, and it's not fair. Then again, life isn't fair, is it? No one said that this journey would be easy. Life is filled with disappointments. Life is not kind to everyone. We fall out with so-called lifelong friends. We lose people that we love. our hearts get broken, we fall short of a long-time goal. Sometimes the biggest question in our minds is, why do I even try? But then we remember all the things that inspire us to continue our journey. Parents and family members, friends and teachers, coaches and advisors, and even challenge and failure are inspirations to us all. Despite the trials that arise from our journey, these glimmers of light help us find our way in the darkness. Believe it or not, the trials allow us to savor and more deeply appreciate those little moments in the sun. Senior year and life itself is not all butterflies and rainbows. Every journey will have its trials, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy those little moments. The class of 2019 is one of the strongest, funniest, most stubborn classes out there, and we all have so much potential. My advice to the class of 2019 is don't let the trials you face outweigh your goals. Break down, but get back up even stronger. Remember the good times, learn from the bad, and most of all, enjoy your journey, because we only get one life. Thank you.
And now our band will play I Hope You Dance, recorded by Leanne Womack. Next will be Miss Heavenly Chase speaking on Crossing the Threshold. She is the daughter of Harry and Sarah Chase. Following her, Mr. Noah Freeman will finish with The Journey's End. He is the son of Tim and Crystal Freeman.
The great unknown. As we sit here today, we are ending a chapter in our lives, and beginning a brand new one. But the thing is, we have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. Today, we are about to cross the threshold into a place where not everything is going to be handed down to us. We are taking steps in the dark right now. We don't have a flashlight, we don't have a map, we don't have a compass, and we don't even have a GPS to use. We have no way to navigate this untamed wilderness called life. As we step across this threshold, we are going to be faced with a lot of decisions. We aren't children anymore. We finally, as we like to call it, adulting. When we were little, we were all exhilarated to get to this moment. Now, not so much. Don't get me wrong, I'm more than ready to begin my new life, but it's also kind of scary and intimidating. We have so many decisions to make, and where are we even supposed to start? Most of us are going to be leaving the nest and finally building our own, but it's not as easy as we think. We now have to worry about health insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, heck, let's just say all the insurances. We have to do our own taxes now and call the doctor without mom doing it for us. That's a difficult one if I say so myself. We're going to be stepping out of our comfort zones and be in situations that we don't want to be in. Most of us are going to make life decisions that will affect our whole lives. No pressure, they tell us, but I'm sure we're all freaking out. Siri doesn't have a solution for that. One of my favorite quotes from Neil Strauss: "Those who succeed and are happy know that the goal is to be authentic and memorable and make a difference, not to be understood and liked by everyone." These words are worth remembering for the future. I just want to take a minute and say that I never thought I would be here, speaking to you on my graduation day. In fact, when I was younger, I had my share of negativity. I heard too many times I would not make it very far. They told me I wouldn't even graduate. The people that told me this just made me want to push harder and succeed. I'm sure that some of you can relate too. I look back to that time and I look at myself today, and all I can think of is how proud I am to be a part of the graduating class of 2019. We are the future generation. Just take that in for a minute. We are the future generation, and we have the ability to influence what the next generation is going to face. They are the ones that are going to look up at us and possibly even follow in our footsteps. Just think about it. We have so much potential, and I hope the class of 2019 will strive to be the best they can. Whether you're going to college, trade school, military, or work, whatever you do, I believe every one of us has a light to brighten the darkness. It's up to us to use our light to our advantage and for the advantage of those following behind us. This world can be evil and sometimes hard to get by, but knowledge is a powerful thing. It will help with the unknown roads we will soon be traveling. Along our journey, though, we have to remember happiness is what we are looking for, not money. Don't trade away your happiness in hopes for a better life, because once that is gone, what do we have left? My last words to you: I hope the best for everyone. Let's prove that we aren't the generation that many think we are. We are not doomed to repeat history, but we are destined to create it. Thank you.
So what is a journey, really? Well, simply put, it is the act of traveling from one place to another. So it is reasonable to assume that a journey must start somewhere. This is how we, as the class of 2019, are similar. Our journeys have all started in the same place. We spent the past 13 years anticipating, making plans, doing a little bit of complaining, almost anything but actually enjoying the journey. And now, here we are. The final stretch in our adventure, the journey's end. There were many times along the way where some bumps in the road may have made the journey a little bit more difficult than we had anticipated. We've experienced breakups, lost friends and family, and maybe we even failed a class like Spanish. twice. There were many times when the road seemed so narrow that we were sure we wouldn't make it. And every now and then we might have diverged off the path and taken what we thought was a detour, but ended up being an essay test from our favorite biology teacher. Regardless of these unforeseeable bumps in the road, we journeyed onward, pressed towards the destination. Maybe sometimes we wish we would have prepared a little more, mapped out the journey a little better, but there's no changing the past. Along with that, there were many times when the journey was beautiful, when it was easy, and we had friends along the way to help carry the load. Sure, sometimes it seemed like we were going downhill, spiraling out of control, but then soon enough we found the scenic route. It has been a long road, one that's been traveled long before us, and one that will be traveled even longer after. And as someone once said, the past is like using your rearview mirror in the car. It's good to glance back and see how far you've come, but if you stare too long, you'll miss what's right in front of you. We've had our time to look back. Now it is time to look onward to the future. Now that we are nearing the finish line, it is clear to see how we are different. Our paths have diverged, split off, and intersected in more ways than you can imagine. Some will sacrifice their time and lives fighting for our future. Others will pursue further education, join the workforce, or even begin to start families and lives of their own. And even though our destinations are ending in different places, there is still something so unifying in these last moments. We are brought to each other for this one last time, this final goodbye. We started together, and now we end together. We once were the many, and now we are the few. This is our goodbye, our final chapter, our journey's end. Thank you.
Mr. Hess and members of the Jackson County Board of Education, as principal of Ravenswood High School, I certify to you that these members of the senior class of 2019 have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Jackson County Board of Education and the state of West Virginia, and are hereby eligible to receive a first-class diploma. Mr. Hess, I present to you the class of 2019.
Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Mrs. Farrell, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Frazier, faculty, parents, family, friends, and members of the class of 2019. It is my pleasure to be with you this evening to celebrate graduation night at Ravenswood High School and to accept this group of outstanding young men and women as candidates for their diplomas. The class of 2019, you think of tonight's graduation as being the end of your high school career, at least that 13 years spanning from high school through kindergarten through your senior year. And while we celebrate this culminating event tonight, this event of graduation, it really isn't the end of anything. It's just the launching pad for a great new beginning. You're graduating from a great high school and setting out on a new adventure. You've been provided with great opportunities to learn and gain the skills you will need to follow your career path or your educational path. I hope that you made the best of those opportunities and gave it your best effort to get everything you needed out of your education, the opportunities that your community and your school provided to you over these last 13 years. It is obvious from the scholarships and awards this class captured last week at formal awards that you are poised for great success in the future. We wish you the very best of luck. Class of 2019, this is an exciting night for you and your family. Congratulations to you upon this graduation evening. Mrs. Farrell, members of the board, at this time I am honored to present to you Ravenswood High School's graduating class of 2019.
At this time, I would like to welcome and introduce our board members who will present the diplomas. They are Ms. Bobby Farrell, President, Mr. Dan Barnett, Mr. Steve Chancey, Mr. Jim Frazier, and Mr. Ben Mize. Presenting the class roll call will be Mr. Luke Swinney, Assistant Principal, and assisting on stage will be Mr. Jim Mahan, Director of Secondary Schools.
Class of 2019, present yourselves for roll call. Cassidy Morgan Anderson. Anthony Donovan Ayers. Julianne Jean Angus. Ian Ashton Brown. Samantha Beth Blankenship. Zachary Coleman Burgess. Kendall Violet Bowen. Simon Elijah Carr. Sierra Cheyenne Bush. Nathan Allen Cedar. Kaylin Lee Butler. Colton Bon Clark. Alexis Paige Casto. Erickson Blake Corbin. Kendra Dawn Casto. Alex Cade Critchfield. Kendra Leanne Casto. Zachary Scott DeLong. Heavenly Isaiah Rose Chase. Chandler Adam Deweese. Marina Grace Cubitas. Caleb Hunter Eskew. Kira Hope Curtis. Patrick Ryan Francis. Sophia Grace DeLong. Noah Brian Freeman. Allison Paige Fletcher. Austin Tyler Sage Hot Garrett. Emily Paige Gibbons. Maximus Samuel Hilton. Caitlin Cheyenne Good. Jason Luke Jackson. Spencer Gentry Ann Greathouse. Blake Andrew Gerald. Hannah Lee Hall. Bryce Kevin Gerald. Hannah Michelle Hetherington. Micaiah Matthew Kennedy. Hannah Nicole Hickman. Dakota James Maynard. Hannah Brooke Heinzman. Joseph David Menas. Sheridan Jolie King Heinzman. Alexander Levi Mills. Victoria Paige Hudson. Joshua Franklin Mize. Nicole Darlene Hurst. Colton Lee Nichols. Fiona Nicole Lane. Bradley Grant Parker. Shelby Irene Lestitian Howard. Devin Michael Potts. Macy Peyton Mans. Dalton Thomas Pursley. Gabriela Jovita Martinez. Kane Nichols Randolph. You're ready. Tiffany Dawn Millball. Logan Wesley Randolph. Angelica Nicole Miller.
Good, Duncan!
Zachary Scott Slavin. Lauren Rochelle Mitchell. Jonathan Andrew Standridge. Tara Victoria Nagel. Jacob John Tanner. Louisa Nuato. Samuel Curtis Taylor Jr. Emily Hope Phillips. Mason David Thompson. Kayla Renee Rankin. Hunter Cole Vankirk. Caitlin Brooke Rollison. Nick Slade Westenhaver. Jayla Ann Sayer. Justin Thomas Williams. Brianna Paige Searles. Nicholas John Williams. Aspen Lee Sheets. Tyler Zane Wilson. Hannah Renee Smith. Ryan Curtis Ratchford.
Brittany Fawn Stats. Johanna Danae Standridge. Leona Marie Tanner. Destiny Hope Thomas. Nicole Lee Thomas. Julie Ann Thompson. Michaela Marie Winters. Taylor Ann Woods. Caitlin Nicole Wyant.
Please stand and join in the singing of the alma mater. Class of 2019, I encourage you to continue to make good choices and to grow in wisdom and strength of character. Mr. Hess, members of the Jackson County Board of Education, and honored guests, I now present to you Ravenswood High School graduated class of 2019. And now, a final words of inspiration given by Mr. Ryan Ratchford.
I'll try to keep this short because I know all of you are dying to leave, so you never have to come back. I mean, why would you? Just to be around all those teachers that want nothing but for you to succeed, and to make memories with your friends, and sharing special moments with your fellow classmates sitting right next to you at this very moment. It seems just like yesterday I was still in kindergarten, learning the alphabet and how to count, or in grade school when I was the only one in after-school detention because for some reason I never knew when to shut up. I can hear my middle school self saying, "You did it, you graduated. Now you're like smart and stuff." And then high school came along, and I would tell myself every day, a day without laughter is a day wasted. The memories we make and special moments we share are all part of our journey. Our 13-year-long journey that is now coming to an end. And although it's ending, another is just beginning. Have a nice night, thank you, and I wish the class of 2019 the best of luck in their future endeavors.
Now please continue to stand for our recessional.